Thank you, ladies, for joining me today. We have Miss Jasmine, Miss Jessica, and Miss Lakeisha. Miss Lakeisha is not a stranger to the Zoom meetings with me. so
No.
I appreciate you all for coming on with me. So, discussing a few minutes ago, we have a program called the CARES package, the CARES program. And in this program, we are developing emergency care bags. So I was letting everybody know that we are trying to fundraise and raise $4,000 to create at least 25 bags to present to other MG families in the time of a crisis. So, Miss Lakeisha, you was mentioning, how beneficial it was. And would you mind recapping what you were saying regarding the emergency bags?
Yes, I think that CARES program is an excellent program, especially with the emergency care packages, because um, I have had incidences where I had to be rushed to the hospital, and people in the home or where I'm at, they don't know what to pack for me. And especially with the pandemic going on, it's hard to bring things that one needs to the hospital. I was saying that my daughter had to drop off items that I needed to at the front desk when I was last in the hospital. But I think that the CARES package is a great idea because it's just a duffel bag that you can grab or have somebody to grab for you in a case like that, and then you have your basic essentials that you need.
Yeah, I completely agree. Especially with mine being 3.5, it's hard to scramble together a bunch of things that are going to keep her occupied or that she'll need when she is in
Hmm.
the hospital. And the last time that we had a crisis situation and the ambulance got there, they had never really even heard of MG. So it would have been nice to just hand them the binder and say, this is everything you need to know. Since I can't go with her, since I have a 1-year-old as well, I trust that this has everything that you need. Page 1 is what she can't have, or however, to memorize that, how that goes in there too. So I think it's a phenomenal idea.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I made sure when because I'm probably well, besides the Mackenzie, the only person that's really had it as a child. So keeping up with kids is hard, especially in the hospital. So when you hit with the baby, well, and I'm not gonna lie, me being an adult, it's hard to keep up in the hospital because who really wants to be there?
Right.
Hmm.
You think about the kids, and like you said, she has to be entertained.
Mm-hmm.
Books, crayons and markers. I will not do paint because I do not want to be responsible for them creating Picasso pictures on the walls. But yeah, just that was just something that I had been thinking about, because we can't scramble. So a lot of us live on our own. You, Miss Jessica, you have more than one child, so you can't just, okay, well, this emergency pop up, and I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and it's a lot. Um,
Hmm.
Miss Jasmine, what about you?
Um, I was like for like Lakeisha and Jessica were like for me, I'm more of like a visual person. So I know for like if I had a bag like that, I would want it to be like if it was myasthenia, like I would want it to be the color. I know our color is teal. So in order for us to kind of be so people can recognize that that stands for us. So and then within the bag, I would want it to be something that would have like those certain items in it so it could keep the kids busy. Like even I know for myself, we even at a job I had before, we would have adult coloring books because I
Mhm.
was in the hospital for COVID. So I was bored out of my mind. So it's like I was like just sitting there like twiddling my thumbs, like, what am I supposed to do? And then the nurses don't want to stay in there and talk to you. So
No.
I'm just like, okay, what like I'm looking at the remote, reading the remote at this point. So you know, like,
Yeah,
what
you
about
needed to get up out of there.
Yeah.
like, well, I don't have COVID anymore. I don't. Like, you know, even COVID and MG go hand, like, you know, so something to keep you busy, you know, with the bag or whatever, you know, something that'll have you busy, you know, that you can just grab and carry out when you have a crisis or you're in that fit state or whatever. It was so fast, they can just grab. They don't know what's going on. They don't know you. So,
Right.
and then if you can't talk, you can't breathe, they're still steady asking you questions. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I think we've all been through some sort of situation where, you know, we're
Mhm.
being asked these questions and you coming in, you already saying, well, I can't talk, my speech is slurred. I had a whole nurse ask, and I knew she was just doing her job, but she had a boatload of questions. And I was sitting there like, now I just told this lady that I can't talk.
You just
But
be like,
so that binder will be our word. So and it has cautionary drugs that we're not supposed to have. The symptoms that we that are associated with MG treatments. I mean just from plasmapheresis to IVIG to Rituxan, prednisone,
Oh wow.
really everything. So you'll be able to go through the binder yourself, highlight the ones that you actually take,
That's fantastic.
label.
I said, I think that's fantastic.
that's really good.
Cause I just find with all of the story, and you know, we in the groups and all of the stories that we read, you know, people coming in contact with, you know, and it's not their fault, the medical professionals, but having to literally try to tell them, well, I can't take this and I can't take that. I've been through that. My very I had to stop a doctor from giving me a medication that we wasn't supposed to have. So that situation could have turned a completely different way.
Yes.
Even that binder you could take to your local fire department, um, police department, or sublet that's by your home. The firefighters in one of the stations by my house, they had never heard of MG. I just took
Mhm.
introduced myself, told them who I was. Ironically, they were the ones that saved my house, but they had,
Oh wow.
yeah, yeah, it was a long story, but they had no idea of what MG was. But they thanked me, and I left them my information and things like that. So you just never know what door that can open. But the biggest door is saving our lives, saving our babies' lives. So
Mhm.
for us to do that, $4,000 is what we will have to raise just to make those 25 bags. And
Okay.
ever help that we in the MG community can do, you know, let's get these bags going. I want to have these bags going in the next couple of months by the end of the year, and then starting over, and we, you know, continuously keeping it going, because I really think that those bags will save our lives in whatever situation that we're in.
Mhm.
Yes, I agree.
Mhm.
So the next thing
Definitely.
I wanted to say, so our awareness month is coming up in June, and I want to do a contest and find I haven't really named it, so y'all gotta help me figure out a name for it. But creating a some sort of slogan or something that will go on a shirt for us, and we put, you know, we post it and everybody vote and things like that, and whoever design wins will get a shirt, get a mug, and it'll go up on the store website, and those proceeds will also go towards the CARES program as well. So can y'all help me come up with a name?
Yeah.
Look,
I'm not good on the spot, but I can think about it.
Right.
Yeah, I can definitely do some research and think about it. Um,
My little
but you need
wheel.
a name for the contest.
I have no name for the contest. I just know that I want to have some sort of, uplifting something for us. We always hear the downside of MG, and which is why I put a spin on the organization. And before I went public with it, y'all see, I post a lot of uplifting things because we need that. We can't always
Mhm.
we have our days, and we're gonna always have our days, but we still got to find some sort of light in it. So that's
Mhm.
the span that I, created for the organization, but that's also the span that I want for the shirt. So they have to be uplifting, whatever, we come up with as far as like this contest. But I want us to, have something for June, and it'd be different and be bright and just make us smile, make us laugh, or something like that. So
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because um, a lot is so many people that don't know about MG, and
Mhm.
I mean, when I was diagnosed with it 27 years ago, it was very rare. They have learned more as the time went on, but it's still a lot of awareness that needs to be put out there because a lot of people still don't know.
mhm.
I was in the hospital one time and the nurse was like, MG, what is that? And this was just recently. So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I think we do need to try to get more awareness out to people because it is a rare condition.
Ew, very
Yeah.
rare. I think
Yeah.
my uncle was diagnosed around that time a long time ago, and I didn't even know he had MG for the longest time. And I didn't find
Really?
out after I was diagnosed, and I was diagnosed almost a little bit 2 years ago.
Oh
And
wow.
So you're the only two in your family that has it?
that I believe that have it so far. But I think
What?
it might be the net.
Oh wow. What
Find it
about
kind
you?
Um, we don't have any history of any autoimmune diseases in my family except for like diabetes and stuff. So it's really off the wall for ours. Um, they ask us every time we go into a appointment if anybody has anything with thyroid or anything at all that they can pull straws with, and we don't have anything that runs to our family. So for her to have it, it's just kind of mind blowing, to be honest.
Mhm.
So what form? Which form does she have?
Um, what do you mean?
Like, is it generalized? Is it
Oh, yeah. It started as ocular, and then after she was diagnosed after her second birthday, and then 2 months after that she had a crisis, and then ever since then it's been really generalized. So
Oh wow. Was she born with it?
no, it was her
Mm.
second birthday, like on the day was the day that we started seeing symptoms,
Oh,
and
okay.
it was originally just so
oh,
Hmm.
messed up her birthday?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Everybody just thought she was really tired, and so did we, but her eyes started drooping. We thought she was just really tired from her big day, but it ended up being something completely different than that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So her crisis, how did it like what did it look like? Or because everybody's is different.
Well, her medication was changed. Um, they upped it, and it was like 4 or 5 days afterwards we started seeing progression symptoms, but I didn't know. I mean, obviously, I was super new to it. It was like a month and a half in of her having this, and her words started slurring. She couldn't sip out of her sippy cup or play her harmonica.
Mm.
Um, and so when we contacted the doctor about it, they were like, "Well, um, it sounds kind of like allergies, so you might want to run a cool mist humidifier." So we were like, "Okay, that doesn't sound right, but you
Right.
know, whatever." But and then so I kept in contact with the doctor, but they just kept kind of brushing it off. and we were eating in a restaurant, and she lost her swallow reflex and choked. And if there wouldn't have been a paramedic there, it was that close. So we're very thankful that that was there. But she couldn't support her airway, so they put her on the ventilator, and she was on it for a few hours that day overnight, and then they wanted to pull it the next day, but they didn't know really anything about MG. So when they pulled it, she wasn't ready. She couldn't do it, so they had to re-put it in. And
Oh,
they
Lord.
were all just kind of baffled. But while we were there, we were told that her Mestinon was exceeding the limit for her age and weight. So we don't know if it was a metastatic crisis or a cholinergic crisis.
Right.
So we're kind of trying to do that a little bit.
And that's all. That's
Wow.
Oh, good.
the pamphlet, the binder as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jasmine, what about you? Like, what did you experience before you got the initial diagnosis?
Well, mine was kind of like that, but I wasn't obviously that young. I was, I actually started with ocular. So my eyes, I had double and blurry vision. And how I knew something was wrong was pretty much like it was during the summertime. I was under a lot of stress. So, and my eyes, like the sun was like always like directly in my eye. And I was seeing a lot of double and blurry vision. So I ended up going to the hospital, to the VA. And they ran a lot of like tests on me. Like it happened that quick. Like they ran a lot of tests on me. I had like an MRI, a lumbar puncture. I had all types of tests ran. I had a CT scan and all that stuff. So at first they thought I had MS because I had like a lot of like white matter in my brain. So the next came back the next day and they were like, well, no, we don't think you have MS. We think you have MG. And I was like, what the heck is MG? I don't even know what MG is. Like I knew what MS was and I was just like, okay, I'm not feeling that at all. But
Right.
MG, I don't know what that is. Because at the time it was just all in my eyes. I was just like, I can't see, I don't know what's going on. Like, so then after that, they gave me prednisone and Mestinon. Those were two first medications I was on. And then when I got home is when it turned into generalized. I ended up, my mouth went for, I couldn't chew, I couldn't do anything. I had to like start doing this because I couldn't eat my food. There was no steak, no nothing, I couldn't eat anything. Then my neck went, I couldn't hold my head up. I was doing a lot of this. And then that's when I had my first crisis. I thought I could go a weekend without Mestinon. And I don't know why I did that because I was underestimating what my body could and couldn't do at the time because I was new to the game. And I was sitting on the couch kind of like this one and I was trying to eat. And basically I was eating and my body like went out. All my muscles went out. They had to call the hospital and I had to go to the hospital and get some more Mestinon. And that was the first time I kind of like I was like my chest like compressed in and I couldn't breathe. And I felt like I was like, okay, this might be the moment. I felt like I was like, okay, this is it for me. So I was like, never doing that. But ever since then, I pretty much got a handle on it. I never missed Mestinon a day in my life, but ever since then, I think I got a handle on it after that. But it hasn't been as bad since then. Like my weakness is not that bad. My eyes are bad, but my weakness is not as bad as it used to be. Thank God for that.
Yes. Thanks. So that's the thankful.
Yeah, that's the thankful part. That's the worst part. I think is probably the weak, in my opinion. But those eyes can get really bad, especially at nighttime.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Yes. If you gotta go outside and drive. Yeah, that is not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eyes are treacherous.
Yeah.
And don't let it be raining.
Yes.
I'm
like, oh my God, slow down, get in the right lane, slow down.
Can you telephone?
But yeah.
This is so important. I've had bits and pieces of Mackenzie's story, but I never had, you know, a glimpse of yours. And me and Lakeisha had the Zoom, and it's we all have this thing, but the difference is so. When I tell y'all the amount of people that I speak with every week,
Mm-hmm.
messenger and everything else, it is so mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
We have this common denominator, but the experiences are so different. Um, People ask me, well, what did you do when, because I was 6. Now I'm the second person in my family that has it, but my mom still didn't know anything about it, and my dad couldn't even pronounce it. So yeah, I don't think any of us could, but I really it wasn't as bad. And I think because I had the thymectomy done, and I always believe after the research, if the younger you have it, the earlier you have it, or the faster you get your diagnosis and get it, I think everybody will benefit from it. But
Mm-hmm.
it helped me. That was one of the best decisions that was made for me. So I
Yeah.
was able to go a little over 22 years before I even knew what IVIG was, or Plex was, or anything else. I didn't know anything about cell cell. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
about a lot of these other different kinds of treatments. I literally had the nasty mestinine, the liquid form as a kid, and the pill form as an adult, or when I felt like I
Oh,
could
God.
swallow a pill, and that nasty prednisone. That stuff is at least if we got to take this mess, it should taste good. But that's all
Ugh.
I knew.
Oh, I know. Mackenzie can't. She's like, Mom, I gotta have my water.
Yeah, your parents always tell you, well, you can't really drink anything when you have your medicine. No, I need some juice, some something, because it's so gross. But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, when I talk to people and I tell, and I'm like comparing myself, I'm like, hey, 98% of the stuff that I've read in the books, read online, research, I have not been through 98% of that stuff.
It can
Oh, wow.
mm,
Well, you're lucky.
And it, like you say, it could get messy.
bad because I've seen some people that have been on ventilators. I've seen people who literally, um Ebony, is her name Ebony? Yeah, Ebony.
Uh-huh.
Went through it bad. I didn't even know hers got that bad. Another at MG, hers got really bad recently.
Yeah. I
So
I
yeah.
talk to her as much as I can. She is so sweet. And
Mm-hmm.
she first found out her diagnosis, she, like everybody else, she was not happy.
Yeah.
So I'll shoot her a text and, check on her, encourage her as much as possible, because I know that um, this stuff is hard. And I wish she could have, been on with us tonight. I know it's hard. And Ebony, I love you. I'll be texting your phone soon.
It gets better. Not
Yeah, it's just
rather.
Yeah, it's hard. But listening to you all's story, I go back and look at the videos that I've made so far. Me and Lakeisha had a good time.
Yeah, we had a good time.
And she is goofy, just to let y'all know. She is goofy.
Yes, I told her I was goofy. I am. I am.
Yeah,
I
I
am.
do. I appreciate you all, just just giving us a glimpse of how it all started with you all, how it all started with Mackenzie. And I hate that the babies go through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's hard, especially when you have to think for yourself and for them. Because like when we go to the doctor, they're like, "Does she have double vision?" I don't know.
Yeah.
How
I
can you
Right.
can't
test? Right.
see. I can't. I have no idea. And they're like, "Well, does she feel off balance or does she feel off? And I'm like, I don't know. You're asking a 3-year-old, does your tummy hurt? And all of a sudden, yep, it sure does, Mom. Like, so
Right.
it's super hard to know where that line is of truth and fiction with a 3.5-year-old. But since we've started the monthly IVIG, it's gotten a whole lot better.
Mhm.
And I'm actually being able to start to see like when I know something's up, and I can pretty much pinpoint for her that she needs to slow down or that she's sick to her stomach or something like that. And she gets really mad that I actually know now, but we're working on
Well,
Yes,
that's
I
glad
don't.
they were able to diagnose her at such a young age, because I really believe that looking back at pictures that I have seen of me growing up, I really believe I had ocular MG because my eyes were always droopy. Growing up, they called me sleepy eyes. And I'm just thinking, me and my mom just thinking, oh, that's just how her eyes are. But then as I got older, they started to droop more. And I used to have to hold my head back to look at something because they were so lazy. And my mom, she just started taking to all these specialists. Nobody knew what was going on. I wasn't diagnosed until I actually was going into a crisis, and when I was 19. But I was planning a wedding, my wedding. I was getting married. Something in the stress from that kind of like triggered it. But I ended up, how they diagnosed me was my family doctor had felt my neck and felt it was like enlarged. It was like an enlarged there. And he told my mom to take me directly to a neurologist. And the neurologist, he injected, gave me an IV of Mestinon. And as soon as he gave me that IV, then everything just opened up. My eyes opened up. I was able to talk because I was at this point where I was slurred speech. I couldn't really run. I couldn't run at all. I could barely walk. I could barely grasp anything. I couldn't chew. So I was in a crisis. And they decided to do, once they ran all these tests, and like Jasmine said, that they almost diagnosed me with MS, and they almost diagnosed me with lupus, because lupus does run in my family, but nobody has MS, or do they have myasthenia gravis. So they didn't know where this came from. They didn't know if it was something that I had inherited. Then I was told that it was something that was overseas. Had anybody been overseas before? I was like,
What?
no.
Like it's a cold that you catch. Right.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, what in the world? How did I get this? But they ended up diagnosing me with the MG, and they ended up doing a thymectomy because they saw that my thymus gland was enlarged. So I had a thymectomy, and I was actually on a reduced meds. I think they call it a reduced remission, where you're not on as much medicines. So I was actually good for about 10 years. And then after that, I started having flare-ups. So I've been through different meds, chloroseptic, that that medicine. Oh my goodness, I hope they have taken it off the market because that medicine, I was like, no, I cannot take this because it messed with my stomach so bad. But yeah, I was on chloroseptic. They immediately put me on the prednisone, and I've been on prednisone for my entire time. And I have diabetes, so it's like they're working against each other.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So.
Y'all got some really powerful stories. Well, I won't even call them stories, just journeys. We have a vet on here and a 3.5-year-old, and it's I don't know. It's just it's like I said, it's a lot. It can be overwhelming, but it is so many miracles in the MG community. And I always say it's a lot of talent in the MG community. And if I can just get as many people to talk to and um just to share just a little bit, I think that will really really make a difference with getting the word out, helping within the medical community. um I've ran across a nurse. She was, well, at that time, 25 years in the game being a nurse, and I was her second MG patient.
Mm.
A lot of the schools and stuff, they'll reference the name but don't really explain it. Like, I learned about MG while in excuse me, school, massage school. I actually had the class and I taught the class about MG. I mean, I still had to take the test, but I thought that I was, if I taught it, I could, be fine. But
Mm.
this is just massage, to get my license. And we had an extensive lesson in MG, but nurses, going through nursing school and things like that, they just get maybe a third or fourth of it. So that's what
Yeah, I went through
changed. You said what you say?
and we had like a paragraph. I went through nursing school. I have my BSN, and we have about a paragraph I remember in nursing school, and they told us, remember this, remember Mestinon, but you'll probably never see it in your life.
Oh,
And
That's
here I
crazy.
am.
Right,
with
they have
with
a
a
whole
baby.
child. Yeah, and the crazy thing, statistically, they say it's fewer than 200,000 people that get diagnosed with it, but everybody is misdiagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, over the next 5 to 10 years, that number is gonna go up.
and then think
Mm-hmm.
about people who actually have, because I'm one of those extra people that had the thynoma. So, and I'm just like, I have to get CT scans 10 years of my life just to make sure it doesn't go back. So I'm just like, so not only did I have MG, but I had a thynoma on top of that. So I'm just like,
Right.
so it makes
That I'm so over this face.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that it, like I said, we, as much as we can, and I appreciate you all so much. And I hope that I can call on you all, like, we do this stuff again, we do this again, and do, expand and grow, and will be able, and trust me, I am going to meet everybody face to face as soon as I possibly can. Waiting on COVID to go away.
aren't you in Louisiana?
No, I'm in St. Louis.
Oh, I thought you were
Okay,
in
where's everybody else at?
I'm Louisiana.
what part?
Oh,
Lake Charles, Sulphur area.
Stop. I'm in Fort Pope.
Really?
Y'all neighbors.
We like
Wow.
each other
See, look at you. Neighbors and didn't even know it.
right there,
Yeah,
literally.
we're super close.
Yep.
And
I
where you at?
yeah. I'm in Virginia.
I'll be in Virginia next week.
Oh, what part?
Chesapeake.
Oh, okay. You know, that's a city over for me.
Mhm, it's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so I see neighbors right here. Then I have to come and visit every. I'm telling you, my goal is to meet as many of you all as I possibly can.
Right.
I'm looking forward to. I'm going to see Brielle. I'm going to see Charm. I I really think that, and I feel that the everybody that follows and interacts, and we speak. I want to see y'all. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to rack up as many flyer miles as I can. Any road miles as I can. Hey, I love a good road trip. I will jump on the road in a minute, and anybody that knows me will tell you.
Go ahead and have start that. You have your MG convention. That would be nice, actually.
You know what?
Yeah, I was gonna take like a
Um,
meeting point
It would
and
be
make
nice.
something.
I'm working on something. So,
Travel to you too.
oh, absolutely. But yeah, I'm working on a really, really big event right now. So, it'll also help those, who want to come. We'll assist in any kind of way that we possibly can. But that was in the works before I even went public. I'm like, I gotta have a real big something. Like we get fancy, get cute, and
Yeah, because we talk on social media quite often, but I would love to put faces with our conversations.
absolutely.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta figure out this international stuff. I'm scared to travel internationally right now, but I do want to, speak and see those that I've talked to from literally all over the world. And I literally speak to everybody. Um, you,
Mhm.
I do have my, team and things like that, but although they help, I kind of want everybody to talk to someone that they actually, that actually lives with what they go through. So I talk to everybody. Give me a day or two, but I'm gonna get to you because it's a lot.
Mhm.
So I do. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
you've been a huge in our storms, so I'm super appreciative of that.
Yes. Yes.
it. Is my I have so much fun with this, and it shows me. I have a massage therapy license. I have a phlebotomy license. I have a bunch of stuff. I got bored and went to school, but I didn't think that this would be the path that I will be going down because I have friends over 20 years that didn't know I had MG until I went public with it.
Mm-hmm.
That I
Mhm.
was hiding it. I mean, we were kids. It's kind of like a mood killer, so I never really said anything about it. Even some of my family members, they always say, Tasha, you so quiet, you always sitting down. I was tired.
Mhm.
Exactly. A break.
Like I can't even lie about it. They be like, why you so tired? I mean, why you just sitting over there? I'll be over there like this in a corner. They loud and running around, but I was tired. Like, how do you explain? Well, I have this disease, and then here come the questions. Keep in mind, we kids. Like,
Mhm.
why?
Mhm.
What the hell? So why am I? But yeah. So of course they went off on me that I didn't tell them then. But like I said, we were children. But they have been
Mm.
so supportive of me, and that's another thing that we lack in our community, and that needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. And whatever I do to kick that door in, my team, y'all, we gonna kick the door in because everybody needs some support, needs a shoulder and ear. Um, we're not alone, and there's so many in the MG community that believes that they're alone because nobody understands them.
Mhm. Yeah, I felt that way for a long time, because nobody really knew. Like I said, even when going to the doctors, I had to explain what MG was to doctors, and I'm like, y'all are the medical professionals. Why am I having to explain this to
Yes.
y'all? But
Yeah.
yeah, it it is. It was kind of frustrating, but I love to I love to do the awareness and tell people what it is. So the older I get, the more I want to, spread the word about it. Um, because I have been through a lot that I have learned, and I know that's why we're all called snowflakes because we're all different. Nobody's the same with this disease, but the more you let people know what you're going through, the more they will learn. And the more I hear about other people, the more I learn too.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That's
I
true.
completely agree.
Yeah, it's like Jasmine said, it can get messy sometimes, but we gotta stick together. We gotta figure this out. And if we gotta teach a doctor, we just gotta teach a doctor how to treat us.
It really does. 'Cause I done seen a couple pull out tablets. I'm like, pull out their Google. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jasmine and these faces.
that's, you're not my like, we're gonna doctor because I'm not playing with you. We're gonna have a talk. But it's okay. 'Cause you have not many specialists, and I kept my same doctor. I commute to Lafayette like, and I was at 2 hours to because my doctor's in Lafayette. But now we obviously tell her, because that's so far. But because he specializes in MG, I'm not going to choose somebody else because they don't. You know me already. Can't choose somebody else.
Yeah,
So there's not a lot of doctors like that. It's
No.
hard.
it is.
Yeah, and I mean,
And-
especially with our case, when we were trying to find one, there's a bunch of doctors that would treat people with MG, but it's all like 18 and above. And so to find one, I can't tell you how many people that we faxed our story to, and we finally found one in Houston. So we have to travel about 2.5 hours away for her appointments and stuff. But I mean, hey, if they're willing to work with us and they can help us out, then I don't mind at all.
Mhm.
Like y'all, that's okay. So that is a whole different story. That just
Open up a can of worms right there that I was gonna ask. I was like, I'll wait.
girl, like look, we gotta talk about that when we're not recording.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, that is so like hours away to just
Mhm.
here.
Mhm.
My doctor will on a good day. Well, I'm not gonna say that because this video is gonna be posted, but yeah, on a good day, I get there in about 20 minutes. So that's yeah. Yeah. One
Well, and like her last crisis or flare up that she had in October,
mm,
the hospitals around here can't accommodate. They can do IVIG, but they can't accommodate like Plex or anything if she were to need that. So we had to
Yeah.
life flight her to Houston to be near her neurologist. And our intern is just telling us that the life flight was out of network. So we currently have like a $30,000 bill that they're trying to make us pay because
Oh,
around here
goodness.
can't do everything that they need to do. And we're like, no, you don't understand, but you're about to. So
oh my goodness.
So,
it's crazy.
if you don't mind me asking, Jessica, I know when I
Mhm.
had Plex, only Red Cross could do it. And they used to have to, when I was in the hospital, I used to have to wait days for them to get the machine there. Cause that machine is a huge old looking
It is.
machine. And Red Cross is here. I don't know if it's how that is in other states, but here, Red Cross is the only one that has that machine and the only one that can give the Plex. So either if you're in the hospital, they have to special order it because they don't have one in the hospital. And Red Cross has to come in and do the Plex treatments.
Oh, wow.
So
Mackenzie hasn't had one yet. So I've never really had to deal with that avenue of it.
okay.
But they just know that if she were to ever need it, that we have nothing around here for that. So we'd have to go over that way.
I have a lot of work to do.
Is Plex, that's plasmapheresis, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I had plasmapheresis. Oh, okay. You're talking about that big blue machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
That big outdated machine.
Well, see, now where I am, we have so the hospital that I go to, we have an infusion center, the cancer infusion center. Well, that's where I get my Rituxan, but when I did have to get Plex, I was admitted, but we have different areas where, like you said, the Red Cross, but we have different places like that where you can go in, it's outpatient and get it done. But when I was in the hospital, it's a company that they, I guess, outsource to, and they come.
Mhm.
Our machines are pretty up to date. I'm so sorry, I gotta use those old ones.
Yeah, because that thing
Yes.
was like, it was like, because it takes forever for
Yeah, it's like a big old machine. I'm like, I know they make enough money off of Plex to get a new machine, but it looks so, I don't know how it looks now, but it's been about 2 years since I had Plex, and I did have it in the hospital. I did have Plex one time, and I went to the hospital, but Red Cross had a room in that hospital that they worked out of. So they had a Plex machine there. But yeah, as far as inpatient, they have to wait for that machine to come in, and it's huge. They, even the nurses was like, "What in the world is that?"
Yeah, yeah, it is big and country, but like I think one time, but this was in like 2017, I think, where I had the also the new model, and then it wasn't old, but it wasn't like the new one. But it wasn't as bulky or big or ugly or anything. But yeah, I'm gonna need we gonna have I just got a lot of work to do. That's all I gotta say. We got some work to do. We need some equipment.
Definitely,
We need
yes,
a bunch of stuff. But
I agree.
yeah, I sincerely appreciate you all taking a just a little time out and coming on. I love, when we're able to talk, even if it's one on one. I love like it collectively. Because I get I get ideas and things from you all, um and it helps me, try to figure out, okay, well, what's the most important thing that we got to get out there, we got to do, we need, and things like that. So we're just, just reiterating, we just really want to raise this $4,000 for these emergency care packages because we need them. And
Mhm.
as everything starts rolling in, you all have a bag coming. Um, like I said, if I could do it and deliver it myself, I will. I'll figure it out. Um, 'Cause I do. I want to meet everybody, and it's gonna take some time, but that's fine. Um, and when I come and I knock on the door, we're the first thing we're going to eat.
I love to eat.
But yes, and Mackenzie's bag is going to be laced with just about enough to keep her busy.
Good.
Might have to hide it. But yeah, those emergency bags are very, very vital for all of us. We can't just snap our fingers and everything is there. So
Mhm.
about it, and I was like, okay, so what did I need when I needed to go to the hospital? I was like, oh, I need a robe. Those gowns are ugly. We need
oh,
those those socks just flip all
Yes.
around and all of that. They get dirty.
I need some.
Mhm.
Most of everybody drinks.
And even the hygiene products that you don't think about in that moment, to where it's like, okay, I'm ready to brush my teeth, but forgot it, and the hospitals is disgusting.
Yeah,
So
it's
Yeah.
disgusting, and the lotion is like water, so yeah. I had a nurse that went last time I was in the hospital. She was so sweet. Every day, every night, she brought me something, coloring books, word search books, little stuff that she just picked up at the Dollar Tree. She said she just picked it up at the Dollar Tree, a little lamp that I could use because at night they turn the lights out, and I could still use my little lamp that,
Mhm.
and that was at the Dollar Tree. So I was like, oh wow, that really meant a lot. She brought me like little head covers for my hair, just little things that you need, but
Mhm.
you wouldn't even think about
Right.
grabbing.
Well, I'm
So if
telling you now, these bags are loaded.
that's good.
The whole
That's so cool.
is, I was like, this isn't gonna fit in a regular bag. I'm like, you know what? We need duffel bags. But I just want to make sure that we have everything that we could possibly need. Sometimes the hospitals run low on mouthwash and toothpaste. You ain't don't even have to worry about that because it's already in your bag. It's yours. So I just maybe sometimes you probably can't get up and go to the bathroom. It's right there for you. You know, you set up your. If anybody's like me, I always have two tables in my hospital room because I have my laptop and things like that. But I have all of that stuff. Cormex, you know, lip balms for
Mhm.
Vaseline, you know, just those things that you like you said, Lakeisha, where we don't even think about and be like, oh, I need this, I need that. Don't even have to worry about it. It's already in the bag.
Mhm.
Like for me,
Yeah.
makeup. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Now I don't know nothing about no makeup, but we'll figure that out too.
It's about day
I'm
3.
with
I got
you, Jasmine.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah,
So how do you determine who gets the bags?
so once the funds start coming in, I will have a list of everything that we'll have available. So a lot of the things we ordered, we will be ordering will be in bulk. So you'll be able to pick from the list of things that you want, or we just load the bag up with everything in it and ship it to you. We
Mhm.
um we got to get some more men because it's more women that follow the page. And I know that men aren't as quick to, you know, sit and discuss, you know, what men are different from women. You know,
Yeah.
not as fast as to say the things, you know, dealing with MG and things like that. So I just I talked to my brother. I'm like, what do y'all like? So made a list of things that, and I've recently found out sometimes men will do those word search books and
Mhm.
like that. Now, if they want to color, they have uh, we have what's it, those classic car coloring books and things like that. So hey, if they want it, they'll have that too. So I would like to get a little bit more input from the men, but you know, like I said, you'll be able to pick from the list what you want and it'll all be shipped to you, or we can just load everything up in the bag and ship it to you. But guaranteed, the number one thing that'll be in there is that binder. So
I think that's a great idea. Do you know what type of fundraisers you're gonna um, put out to do?
well, the t-shirt contest, of course, is one. So that way, everybody, once everything is done, we'll, you know, you'll be able to buy the shirt. We still have the other t-shirts and mugs available for purchase, and all of those purchases and um, goes towards the organization. And pretty much as of now, the number one program is the CARES program. So any money donated, it could just be somebody that's looking at us and say, well, you know, I want to donate to them. Any donation, any funding that comes in goes directly to that program. That's the program that we're focusing on right now because MG is one of those emergency type, you know, autoimmune disease. So
Mhm.
that binder is just pretty much like our number one thing, and you know, the essentials. So that like I said, with the t-shirt for June, our awareness month, um haven't really thought about any other um fundraisers. I did do the $5 Friday this past Friday, and that was pretty fun. And that helped out a lot. So anything that you all can think of, shoot it my way, and hey, we'll get it, get it posted, get it going. I would say, um, tell a friend, tell a family member, you already know, the things that I experienced with having MG. This is an organization that does X, Y, and Z. And if you feel, if your heart desires, if you would like to make a donation to help me help my MG community, we will greatly appreciate. So any different way that we could come up with positive ways to fundraise is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Good.
Amen.
Good.
Yeah, but everything that's come in has has pretty much gone. We did the fundraiser for the family for Christmas. That was I cried because it was just so much emotions behind it. Just to be able to help somebody that a lot of us can't work, or literally
Mhm.
we're working and then our whole life changed. So
Mhm.
just any little thing, that we, when things come in, we help people, get a little bit, help them get their medication, help them get to their doctor's appointments. So that's what we've been doing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I read a lot and I lurk around, and I never say, "Oh, I can help you." I always give, the link, and then they, constant communication and things like that. So that's another area that we look for, look forward to helping in the MG community. We want everybody to have their meds. Nobody should have to pick and choose, should I eat or should I, get my medication?
Mhm.
To be like that. And I've seen that. So as we grow, that's what we're definitely going to add to the organization.
Yes. That's good. Because I know it is programs out there that can help as far as assistance, funding and stuff like that. But if you don't know, you don't,
Right.
it, just having the resources available is a big help, because a lot of things that, like you say, is a rare condition, we don't know. So if somebody else knows and can spread the word, that would be great.
Yeah, we're pretty new on
Yeah.
the it will be 2 years in. So just the real big thing for us, the first 2 to 3 years was getting the name out, letting everybody know who we are, why it was started and how it was started, and pretty much it's just pretty much centered around me and my condition. And that's where the name came up, My Walk with MG. Everybody has their own walk, on foot planet on the earth, dealing with myasthenia gravis. So when you say My Walk with MG, it's not just Tasha's, it's Jasmine's, it's Mackenzie's, it's um, Lakeisha, it's all of us, it's our walk. So um, yeah, we just, making sure everybody remember, though your footprints, your MG footprints, it's not the end, it's just a new book. You writing a new book. You
Mhm.
learn, you already know yourself, but you literally have to relearn yourself when you hear those words. I'm sorry, you're diagnosed with MG. So and it's like I said, we'll have our down days, but still gotta live. We only get one life, and those very small victories, to this small to others, but they're so big to us. So we gotta use our, well, if you're comfortable, use our journeys and tell our stories, get the word out.
Definitely.
Agree.
Especially for the babies. Mackenzie gonna have a lot to talk about when she gets older.
Mhm.
She loves to tell people that she has myasthenia gravis, and when they're like, "What's that?" And she's like, "I don't know, but I take Mestinon."
Oh, that's cute.
But we try to make sure that she knows, like that she's
That's
aware
cute.
too. But she, I mean, it's part of her, you know. So she just embraces it, and she's been going to physical therapy and speech therapy and occupational, and she's getting her tongue clicks down, and she's actually able to run for the first time in her life. And so every time she's like, "Look, I can run. My myasthenia gravis, but I can run." So it's
See, that is so cute. Oh my
and I think that it's just fun to be able to celebrate something when
Oh
a lot
yeah.
of days are so a lot of days are hard, but if you can pick the little things to celebrate, like clicking your tongue, you know, some people don't realize it,
Yeah.
but to her that was a huge deal because she couldn't do it. And
Yeah,
so to get other people on board to celebrate with us in our small victories that we can accomplish is really, I mean, that's huge.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and because
definitely.
it's so much deeper. You know, it's family and friends. Like they
Mhm.
looking like they. And some people say, well, I've read. I would say that, um, some they don't know how to help support because they don't know. That's a really, really big thing. And I'm telling you, we're going to target as much as we possibly can, um, to make everybody more comfortable, um, learning how they could support their loved ones with MG. Um,
Mhm.
how they can do it, and different ways like that. That's very important. Jessica, I think you need to talk to Brielle's mom.
Yeah, I started following her and Charm as well.
Yeah,
Charm
Chantel. Oh
makes me
Lord,
smile. Her personality is so big. I feel like you could get her along so good.
Shorm is a mess, but her mom is so. Both of them, though, they are so sweet, and it's just. I mean, I was young, but they are so little.
Hmm.
So
Mhm.
like,
And I saw that Charm had gotten her thymectomy at 4. So that's something that we're gonna talk to our neurologist about, because I think that her neurologist had mentioned something about when she was 8 or 10 is when they look at doing it, but I'm not sure. I think I'd rather
I
sooner
think
rather.
it's finding the doctor that'll actually do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's the real big thing, I believe. But yeah, it's if you all follow Charm and Brielle, you can see the difference. And I told both of their moms, when I talked to Brielle's mama, Brielle be in the background just yeah, I mean running around and everything. And then you look at Charm on Instagram and she just pulls it. And I said, do you compare the befores and afters and you'll see the difference in both of them.
Mhm.
Mhm.
When you get to that step, compare Mackenzie to her before and after, and you're gonna be like, so this is where all that energy was hiding at. So, yes, Charm and Brielle or busy, but I love them kids. I love Mackenzie. Those are my energy babies. So that area is gonna grow as well. For them because they need the support and love as too.
45 minutes.
Yeah, I really oh man, y'all just have no idea how much I appreciate you all for doing this.
We appreciate you too, because
Absolutely.
um, I would never have thought that I would be talking to other MG patients or other snowflakes, warriors, all that we call ourselves. But yeah, it's I'm so happy that we're building this community with the MG because we definitely need it.
Yeah, me. Because all I was talking to in the beginning was old people. No offense. Y'all, I'm silly. Y'all don't pay me no
This
attention.
girl is so silly.
No idea. It's only the beginning.
Well,
Recording.
look, bring it on. I am now. You know I'm silly just by the stuff that I post on my page.
I know. No, it gets worse. But yeah,
We need
You
this.
got to be sometimes to hide the pain.
You
So
have to, like, if you do not laugh, I laugh at myself. And okay, so everybody knows this, so I can just come out and say it. I don't know what was going through my mind or how busy I was, but I was walking through Walmart one day and I was exhausted. And I was like, oh, my feet feel so funny. I had on 2 different shoes, but they were black. That's how tired I was. Like, I was out of it. I had on a shell toe Adidas and a black Air Max. And I was like, this feels so weird. And I looked down,
was it dark when you put on your shoes?
oh man, it was daylight. But again, I was exhausted. I was like, I just put everything down, walked out the store, went home, and I slept for hours. I was like, why?
be like
Yeah.
that. Sometimes
You
Just
had
follow-
those days. Yes.
Well, don't have that, but you have you just sometimes you just but I was really exhausted and I mean I like had double vision, all of that stuff. So I'll chalk it up to that. But yes, you have to laugh at yourself because if you don't, you will lose your mind with this stuff.
literally.
Yes, that's so true.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I appreciate you all. We definitely have to do this again. Hopefully we can get some more people on. We was missing one more person. I think she got busy doing homework. Jasmine, you got to get back to your homework.
Basically, I'm about to up late and I'm about to fail. All right.
Look, I was helping my son do homework.
Did you say you about to fail?
Damn, because this is advanced. This fail.
Oh Lord, yeah, we gonna
Gotta be in this class, but I'm about to fail.
you got it, and you keep
Yeah, you got it.
almost done. That time gonna go by real fast.
I appreciate it so much, ladies. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off though, because for real, I do gotta get this. I got like 4 more hours. Yeah, about 4
Oh
more
my
hours.
goodness.
Well, yeah, thank you all so much, and this will be posted tomorrow, and all the details and stuff will be on there. But I really do appreciate you all doing this.
No problem.
Thank you. And it was nice meeting everybody.
Nice
You
meeting
too.
you.
Have a good night, y'all.
All right, good night.
Right.